What's going on, family? It's Fabian Speaks, man. We back again with a video, man. We actually doing a more motivational, conceptual video based on certain actions to take that will lead to success, man. So we're going to be talking about 3 things you must do to become more disciplined and streamline your success. So be sure to like the video, man. Comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts, man. Peace, love, prosperity to everybody who subscribed to the channel, everybody who's taking time out to watch the content. Shout out to y'all, man. Engage with the content. Every time you see a video, like it, comment, do something on it so that I can get taken in the algorithm, and I appreciate everybody's support, man. We just gonna go ahead and hop straight into it, and it's 3 things, but each of these 3 things I'm gonna expound on. They may be coupled together and grouped with other items, but they're 3 things in specific topics that I'm gonna hit. So let's just go ahead and get started, man. So the first one, man, the first thing, and as far as the 3 things you must do to become more disciplined and streamline your success, man, is eliminate distractions and focus on one thing at a time, man. We could go on a whole run-on sentence with this concept, but a lot of people don't reach success because they got too many things going on the sideways. They got too many hands in different pots, too many hands in different buckets at one thing at a time, at multiple things going on simultaneously, so to speak. So when it comes to eliminating distractions, bro, distractions is probably the #1 killer in terms of why people don't reach success or goals, or they're not able to completely focus or cater enough time dedicated to a task, to a craft, in order to level up simultaneously, man. Whether it's your friends, whether it's partying, having fun, whether it's you're lazy and you're not able to really pick up the slack, you're a couch potato. There's a multitude of different things that could, or whether you're beaten down, exhausted, there's a multitude of different things that can come into play in terms of why an individual can't maintain or can't really eliminate distractions around them. And another thing I'll add to that is, man, what you really got to do is find something you're really passionate about or you love to do. Because if I'm continuously getting distracted, if I'm always being knocked off my pivot, that means whatever is coming up to substitute the focus or my dream or my goal is more important. It catches my eye more than my actual dream or goal. So what I would say to a lot of people is, man, if you're getting easily distracted, kind of find out whatever you're trying to focus on or do, or the goal you're trying to reach, you're not that interested in it. You're not that passionate about it. So you really got to do some soul searching, some digging deep, and really be like, man, do I really like this? Do I really care? Because 9 times out of 10, man, if you really care about something and you really like something, distractions won't sway you. You'll be more passionate about completing that task or doing that thing over anything else. You feel me? That's where I'm going with that. So yeah, we're going with eliminate distractions, focus on one thing at a time. If you got multiple passions or multiple dreams, start one thing at a time, man. And over time, maybe as you gain more momentum, start including other things. But I would say focus on one thing and build it up to where maybe it could stand on its own 2 feet. You've built the foundation, and then you could kind of outsource, or you could kind of channel out and do other things. But don't start immediately, or don't have your first ideas run simultaneously, because at that point you're gonna be spread too thin, and that's a quick and easy way to get burnt out. So really eliminate distractions. Find something you're passionate about that will pretty much nip a lot of the distractions in the butt, to where things won't be able to knock you off course. But then again, find things, I would say rank them in terms of what's more passionate, what you care the most about, and start in that order. But don't just spread yourself way too thin to where, you know, you're being pulled in multiple directions, because that don't really work out too well, man. So that's the first point. Second point is see things through. And I'm gonna couple this with the second piece, but see things through, and this kind of piggies back off of focusing on one thing at a time, man. My own testimony, man. Growing up, I was a kid that never saw things through. I was always quitting, throwing in the towel, because I just felt like it didn't resonate with me. But little do I know, or would I have came to find out, that some of the things I probably started, I probably could have taken to a whole different height if I just kept at it. It's like more recently in my latter years to where I'm starting content, doing things now to where I'm consistent, I'm posting, and I've done things for like 5-6 years. But if you went and talked to Fabian like when he was a kid, bro, you could not put a year under my belt doing something, because I was just, and that's kind of goes back to don't spread yourself too short or spread yourself too thin by simultaneously trying to do multiple things at once, because it doesn't work out. You'll get burnt out. You'll lose passion for one thing. You'll hop over to another thing, try to hop back over. You got to do things in uniform. Try to one thing at a time. With that being said, you'll gain more momentum. And when you have that niche or something you're specifically focused on, you tend to revolve around it. And then that's why I said, like, once you solidify that space, then you can navigate to another space. But there's so many people who start things and they don't finish, or they don't allow themselves to continue going. If anything, if you feel burnt out on something, don't just quit it. I would say put it down for a minute, maybe start another project. And maybe while you're working on that project, you're simultaneously getting inspired to work on the other creative project, and then you can bounce back to it. But don't just completely wash it off, clean it off the board, eliminate it, because then at that point, man, you're starting from square one or space zero. So see things through, and I'll couple that with, man, surround yourself with people who are inspiring or doing things alongside of what you're trying to do. I know it can be tough though, because a lot of us come from certain towns, certain cities. It's the crab in the barrel mentality. You want to get out. But what I would say is, in association with seeing something through, put yourself or align yourself with people who associate with that craft, that business. Or if you don't have anybody in your circle, research. Start reading books on people who was tied to it. Go to YouTube, start Googling, searching, because when you're in cahoots, it'll kind of make you feel like you're included. Like, a lot of people don't want to be left out on things, and it's tough to start a business or do something, reach a goal when you feel like you are just alone. Now, the reality is you got to kind of upscale things by yourself, man. Come on, man. Like, you really do have to. But when you look into resources and you look into people who've been there, done that, people who've done similar things, maybe you could look into a forum. Maybe you could catch an email of a business or an entrepreneur to where you could shoot them an email. They could probably give you feedback. Maybe they could do a consultation with you. You never know. But once you get like-minded people and y'all able to ping pong off each other, that builds confidence, and it additionally just lets you know, it's like a reassurance, you know, to where you're not alone. You're not doing it yourself, man. So the first two things, right, we had eliminate distractions / focus on one thing at a time, see things through, and then surround yourself with individuals that are like-minded. Like I told you, I was gonna couple them up. So we're on the third talking point. We just hit the first two. The third talking point is have faith, bro. Give it to God. Understand you can't do it in your own time. You can't do it on your own. Now, I heard a quote the other day in terms of, like, somebody was mentioning that a lot of non-believers become more successful than certain believers because certain believers just expect God to do everything. They look up and say, oh, God, what happened? What's going on? But the people who don't believe, they don't have any real belief system or support system. So they're banking on themselves to accomplish things, and they get things done in that manner. And the reason he referenced that was to advise a lot of Christians to not be complacent, or believers to not be complacent. Now, I say that to say, man, having faith is like the ultimate, or believing that God has an ultimate purpose for you is like the biggest thing. Because knowing that God is supernatural, you know that you don't have to carry the burden. Now, let me backtrack, man. There's people who accomplish things, right? There's people who accomplish things who don't believe in God at all. But guess what? Those people are at higher risk in terms of faster burnout, depletion, depression, mental issue, whatever it could be, man. Just in the sense of a lot of those folks literally grind out day in, day out. They think it's just them, their way or the highway. Now, if we look at the statistics, maybe there's far and few in between. I don't know the actual numbers, but I would say it's probably rare to where a lot of people make it. Like, being successful, of course, there's different definitions, but if we're going to equate it to money, there's far and few in between. There's far and few millionaires that exist, which alludes to the fact that being successful in that realm is not easy. It's hard. So I paint that picture to say, for the people who are in the race chasing, I guess, dollars, maybe an entrepreneurial venture, it's gonna be tough, and you can't just solely depend on yourself to do things, because when you're depending on yourself, you burn out quicker because you don't think that you can rest. You think that you have to be working X amount of hours. But the beauty with faith in God is that he's carrying a load that he don't want you to stress over. So you can get a good night's rest and not think that you have to wake up and figure things out. Like a big part of that, a big thing that God emphasizes is rest, because it's an understanding and a realization that you can't do it by yourself. It's not about you even doing it. And even the bigger thing aside from that is you get to see God's glory. You get to see his grace. You get to see his magnitude, his strength, his power in situations to where you really know you wasn't pulling your weight like that. I'm not saying be a bum and not do anything, but what I'm saying is you can relax and rest assured in the fact that God got you. So having a faith system, a belief system, is a big thing, because a lot of people kill themselves, burn out, go too far, end up quitting because the pressure's too much. It's all on their shoulders, and they think that they're the only one that can do it. But when you have God in your corner, you're not literally focusing on every second, minute, hour of accomplishing all these things, thinking that it's you got to get it done. If you don't get it done, it's over with. And it's been tough for me. Let me be completely honest. It's been tough because, through my YouTube journey, I used to always upload all the time. I'm talking about 6, 7, 8 videos sometimes, and I'm like, man, I'm making headway. But then I realized, like, I was thinking that I could do these things on my own. I wasn't really putting God first in. It's like I did a lot of excess work and wasn't seeing a whole bunch of the results. When you keep God first, man, you can never fail. Your plans don't go left. So my third thing is have faith, believe in God, and pray to God about your plans, and he'll direct your steps, and he'll cover you. And you don't have to be worried about things of the natural, because you have a supernatural Father in heaven directing your steps and protecting the whole plan, the whole blueprint. So comment down below, man. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this. That's the top 3 things that I would say that coincide with becoming more disciplined and streamlining success. So of course there's a multitude of different points, but I wanted to make these 3 points. Like, if y'all want me to make a part 2, comment down below part 2, and I'll do a part 2 on, maybe an additional 3 things or something like that. Or maybe the next one could be about 5 things. But yeah, shout out to everybody who's watching the content. Peace, love, prosperity. We'll catch y'all on the next video, man. Subscribe to the channel, engage with the content. God bless, man. Yeah.